We began though last time um leaving from the central beast uh keep after kind of it was released and Birdman was going to commune with it, and few of you were breaking away. Like Tenebris and Callie went to tour the city, and may eventually make some soup and meet with a vagabond at first, if you will. That they slowly players put together. Tenebris has never met this character though. Neither has Callie, but the Avis wizard that basically murdered most of the 10th house um, is the lassie UV is uh, came to ask for soup and just was like, looking for some sanctuary for a little bit to rest, and then um, basically offers them a job. He's looking for people that are willing to um, take advantage of the beast's current state at that point of being locked, still tethered down to um, his magical means to basically um, surgically remove through transmutation magic the heart of the beast was kind of what I was hinting towards. Um, but um, that conversation doesn't get to go anywhere because Birdman goes to the beast and he touches the paw, and his raiment of the innards, his skin quilt, as we've been colloquializing it, allows him to literally get sucked through the skin of the creature, the Tarrasque, and travel through its flesh and blood, and eventually join into the heart of the creature and commune with the beast to try to interpret what its anxiety is over. And the creature is very simple. Like, it just is wanting to escape its darkness. The sun is still its focus. It's hungry. It wants to eat it. It's not a very, very complicated thing. And the creature just is the word darkness is something that it seems to be scared of. Intimidated by, maybe not necessarily scared of, but um, it wants to escape nonetheless. And there's some excitement that kind of comes from some of the word choice that Birdman said. That I had the beast, the Tarrasque, roll a few checks, and uh, they came out interesting. And then I had you roll a dice of and you rolled an 8 on a d10, which was just like, it's just, it's a 10% chance. So it's just like, hey, it's not very likely. And then we had complications. If you were to roll any other thing, the three beasts would have just stayed there, and you guys would have just continued with the beast what it is. But rolling an 8, I'll was like the weird caveat I put on its ability to plane shift itself, that it's not something it actively thinks about. It's something that it happens and almost happenstance, and when it's like emotional. And then it was reacting to Birdman trying to break away from its chains, and when it tried to break away, it activated this ability. And when Birdman was communing with it, he was one with the beast, and he was allowed to kind of travel with it. And he had choices of where he could go. And he inevitably felt so perplexed that he chose the word perplexed, which made me laugh. So we transported to a forest-like scene initially in the Feywild. He is materialized in the Feywild as his own self, not within the beast, but more of a pure elven form. You feel different, and you look a little different. You're not so much of a mutated as you were before. And the beast is literally like a small little teacup poodle size creature now, that was initially in your hands before it jumped off. And that's kind of where the imagery left off with that part. Um, Amu and the others back in the city watch this occur from where they're gathering with the other lords and ladies near the central keep, trying to decide what next to do. And Pocket appears, uh, warning of what's happening with the dwarves to the south, even more so, and the complications of that. And Mel, not necessarily convinced at first that there needed to be a split of uh, kind of like there's a discussion of splitting forces, and also Mel just distrust Pocket, but um, Amu convinces the group with some aid of two of the other druids that will help you. One that can cast a Storm of Vengeance as well after their long rest. Um, that's kind of what we'll pick up, I think, with that group is after a long rest. But um, nevertheless, the walkers were discussed and their lack of involvement, and then it was revealed that there was a handful of walkers that were here in presence. They're just not like the leader walkers, if you will, but they're members of the group that have come to kind of answer the call and distress that's happening within the city. And it was revealed then as well that Leandra had joined the walkers as a member of like one of the city walkers, if you will, is like kind of her jurisdiction because they all have kind of like areas that they're over. Nevertheless, Mel um, assists Amu after the meeting, related to discussing basically the action of using the Storm of Vengeance to waylay and distress the dwarves to give people more time to kind of group up and prepare to meet them in the initial onslaught. And then there was quite a bit of inspiration spent for diarrhea and vomiting. Um, so, nevertheless, to kind of waylay them and give this team a couple more days to kind of group up and figure out what the hell happened to Birdman was kind of one of the other subtle conversations in the background, but kind of the focus of usually Birdman figures out his way, but still that the beast disappeared was something that not anyone knew what to say or do about that idea, other than it had happened at some point in the past before, but and it had returned was the only thing. But it was like after some days and time, it wasn't usually immediate, so to speak. But um, Mel helps Amu nonetheless with contacting Eros to ask questions about the primordials that the dwarves of the south have been using in the war, and kind of get some updates along the way about the dwarven movements to the south and um, the war that the Lapids are kind of getting involved with, and the others that are moving more towards you all, kind of getting some, I guess, as well as answers to um, some. Finish one sentence first. Some ideas of like a map of like layout, and then other ideas I think related to like the actual like usefulness of uh and applicability of the um primordial things like cash. Um and then we ended last session coming back to Tenebris and Callie, who I'm calling like the Fey group of this one because they're all elven in some way. Um the uh kind of before they go to their official long rest. Um Tenebris crafts another child, which I need to still finish making that. We'll get there. Um and then there's um Callie has one of her autonomic responses of these kind of rays of light shoot out from her magical light radiate out into the sky, and I don't know, there's 15 of them that just in groups of small groups of five, just kind of thing. But and that's where he ended up. So, but I wanted to pick up with today's session with um I guess go to the two people first, with Tenebris and Amu in more or less terms with Callie. You guys, Callie and Amu would need their full 8 hours of rest, and basically where you guys were at is it was like closer to 3, 4 in the morning before you guys probably like settled down to actually rest. With everything that had happened kind of prior, and kind of the way you guys moved through the previous days. So you guys would be awaking, well, for Amu and Callie, and I'm role playing for Callie just because she's with still with Tenebris. Um, there would be, it's like noon, 1 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock. You guys kind of would be getting up and getting ready, and after all your preparations and things that you know druids, as they prepare spells and stuff, have to do after rest and stuff. So it's like you sleep through most of the morning into the early afternoon. But Tenebris, being crazy elf boy, um, has their trance and things. So there is an opportunity for Tenebris to do some things if he would like, or check up on what's happening with this city. The only initial thing I will say before we dig into anything else is there wouldn't, wherever you guys choose to rest, there would be no, I don't think anyone would wake you up, especially now that the beast is gone, um, so to speak. Uh, but the, uh, it's interesting. But there's I just had a weird thought in my head that like stumped myself. But there would be I don't know, movements of course that would happen from the other beings, NPCs, house leaders and things that are still around while you could rest. So I guess the question could be if you do rest at all. But nevertheless, Tenebris, we'll go to you first. What do you want to do?
I honestly can't really think of much to do right now. Other than writing a new child and having a rest after that, and then there was something with the inevitables. So I guess I'm kind of just waiting on that.
Okay. Um, then I do enjoy the partial imagery of what my brain's going to as you said that of you guys left off in the 13th house, I believe,
Yeah.
or thereabouts.
Writing a child in the 14 films. Makes sense.
Yeah, or thereabouts. And the that part of this city is one of the few parts that is not been hit, sort of thing, but has been abandoned. Um, and I do kind of enjoy the very mundane activity of like uh, Callie's sleeping, your children are taking turns watching and trancing and going through their own kind of daily responses, and then imagery of Tenebris throughout the day, kind of uh, looking through. Because wizards, they never stop doing what they're doing. Like, I always imagine a wizard in their downtime, they always have their book open or components
Yeah,
out that
or
they're
one
going.
idea I have is like kind of keeping the senses sharp, like playing chess with them, or doing solve riddles, or doing some sparring matches, stuff like that.
Yeah. But then the imagery I was going to add on top of that is like you have like small militias and things moving about the city, investigating what happened to Beast, trying to figure out what happened to Beast, and then you know, little skirmishes and yelling and claims of territory starting to happen all over again in some ways, and then you zoom out from the camera and you have way far south, like thousands and thousands of miles south, the well, not thousands, like 1,000 miles south, you have like the dwarven army like gathering in their like organized rows and just loading up their gear and starting to blow their horns and march and kind of come towards the city. Um, and then there's like a few other images that I would like to add on that, I guess, and take the opportunity of that somewhere in the forests around the city, the swamps, I should say, around the city, there is a like I imagine a small little lizard that's coming down from a tree near a pond to get a drink, and then the ground starts to and just shake, and it gets scared and runs back up into the tree, and then the camera spins around just away from the watering hole to what appears to be a makeshift like trail that has been now occupied, almost like absorbed by this herd of centaurs that take a quick stop. Um, and then behind them is this like triceratops looking monster creature that starts to trail through them. Astride the back of it is this bronze scaled, plate armored creature, Strassa, your nemesis in some ways, comes into view of the city and looks out towards the city. And in Draconic, one of his scouts comes out and says, "Only a few hours, sir." And they continue to just lead out and come towards the city, it seems. And then, um, yeah, you have Hyberin in the city. He, with Killian and stuff, breaking apart groups of Lupin to investigate and search through the city and, make sure there's no one here and then regroup. You have members of the Sixth House that have gathered in great circle around the central part of the city as Tenebris sees early in the morning, at round about when he was finishing his trance, probably just before, and throughout the day, there is a giant, like it's like a makeshift funeral procession going on for those that were killed. One of them keenly in the center, most of the militia of the Sixth House gathering around, members of the Eighth House, Veer singing songs to the congregation of people, Pio down there as well, trying to just understand. Duradine, one of the main you know patrons, and he was the Sixth House Binder Lord, was killed by the Beast. So there's like this funeral procession that was going on because they were trying to get to his body and weren't allowed to get to him because the Beast was just there. So it's kind of, I guess, one of the positives that has happened here. Um, and then there's just, I don't know. There's still the rumbling in the, from the deep, as there's now the understanding that the ground's kind of unstable a little bit from what the Tarrasque and tsunamis and things have done. Uh, and there's just like this understanding of like trying like conversations throughout the day that Tenebris eavesdrops on and hears about, or as he flies over, or takes a break, or people come by where the houses are, like talking about the events and what happened with the Tarrasque and who's going to claim the city now and all these other things kind of going on. And then I imagine it's somewhere in the city, one of the apartments maybe that Amu used to um, have as a home. Maybe even in the Tailstones, like we've discussed before. Um, there's him resting, I imagine, before they set out. Mostly probably resting because you Unless Amu's impatient, I guess you could say that too. But you still have to travel a few days. The other druid would needed a day to basically prepare the Storm of Vengeance. So, um, that last bit of imagery, what I think would come to you, Amu. Are you in the Tailstones? Are you in the 10th House District? Where are you? Where did he rest? Did he rest?
Uh, yeah, he certainly rested. I also wanted to change some spells as well. Uh, I I feel like he would just stick with the PO essentially. Like the Tailstones, like I think they went there only because kind of not to say that they were outright fugitives, but certainly they had the suspicion, or maybe it felt like they were fugitives in a way. So now everything should be fine. So if Pio wanted to sleep in the what remains of the 10th house, then that's fine.
Okay. Um, I imagine it's restless, sleeping one throughout the day, and also with all the things that have occurred. But where would you have agreed to meet with the other druid? Because it was kind of like you guys were gonna go in a just like the trio of you out and let the rest of the city kind of deal with things, and then was the impression I got. Um, so when and where would you like to meet with those peoples?
Uh, I think uh, we could do it like at the Prime Gate. I think that's a fine place to do it. Quick question. There's just this little blue fucking dot in the center of the screen right here. If it would be possible for you to delete that, because I
It's right
swear to
here.
fuck, it moves whenever I move my eyesight, and it's so distracting. Thank you. Oh my
You're
god.
welcome.
I don't
I
know.
didn't see it because I had something else on the other layer.
That's why I
That's
put
fine.
that's why that black thing that you deleted was there, because I put it there so I couldn't see it.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know why it was fucking moving. I don't know. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah.
that's fine.
Um. Yeah. Meet at the Prime Gate. I think that's a fine place to do it.
Okay. Um, I guess then my only question to move forward with any of this is, does Tenebris? Because I imagine he would have. I don't know. I imagine at least perhaps Pio, or maybe even in the opposite fashion, Callie or something, if Tenebris doesn't investigate himself, like the idea of what the city is doing and about how they're trying to move forward with the doors. I don't know if Tenebris cares, or if Tenebris is involved with going with Amu, is kind of my question, or is Tenebris staying in the city?
Um, he's going to investigate, I suppose. After all, when the war is coming, he does want to participate, so it doesn't hurt to know what the others are going to do.
So he will join with Amu?
Yes.
Okay, and the Storm of Vengeance crew. All right. Um, Pio, I think, would come just out of essence of being like he wants to protect Amu and the other walkers that are coming to, casters. He's kind of a tank kind of idea, so is kind of how he puts it. Monks are, off tanks basically. Um, I think Veer would volunteer himself to come out of obligation to like Animaesus pride. He would kind of, I think, show up, and then therefore Aether would come just because he's Veer's bodyguard, and then Veer's walker friend Grary is coming to protect the other walker, who's the druid of the land. He's a land of, I think he's a forest druid. Yeah, forest druid. That's coming with the other Storm of Vengeance for Amu, and then Gormonger, who's a druid of the Underdark, just not as high level as you all. He's coming to offer support as well. So, um, for things, support caster, maybe heal you guys if you need healed or something. But if it gets to that point,
I think
there's basically the pressure from most of these NPCs is the idea that you're going. They don't like the idea of just two of you going to face an army. Is kind of the idea. So, but
uh,
they understand what you mean by Storm of Vengeance. Like it's something that I put in the report that like a Storm of Vengeance is like this once in every 1,000-year event that happens that is how the Animaesus interpret it. But really, it's just probably when a druid gets really pissed off, or is actually that high level.
yeah, like
Uh,
literally what happened in this city a few days, like a day ago.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, what would be kind of awesome? Storm of Vengeance, but a locust form.
A storm of a locust of
Yes,
vengeance.
yes.
Locus of Vengeance.
A literal plague unleashed upon the enemy.
I mean,
I like Plague of Vengeance better as a title, but
so basically, instead of an elemental form of a storm, it's a plague form, a disease form.
Yes. And it has the same effects as the storm, but except the locusts turn into lightning and shit.
Okay, I feel like then there's no point at that point. I feel like they should be two different themes for different situations. Otherwise, it's
Look,
like
I'm just spitballing here.
I mean,
Spitballing, yes.
yeah, giving it'd be different if it was like okay, they poison, they can still do bludgeoning or piercing damage. Probably more piercing because the locust, unless like
They suffocate you.
maybe some suffocation. Yeah. Eventually, maybe even necrotic damage at like the high end duration of it.
Yeah, which would be like hives and things that would happen from the actual stings.
But them just
Really want to turn the plagues of Egypt into a spell.
them turning into like just these explosive electrical landmine like air mines or something.
Yeah, they just immediately hatch more swarms.
To be fair, it's magic. I ain't gonna explain shit.
They explode and
Okay,
hatch more
okay,
swarms.
wizardry I would be fine, but druidry like that's
No.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's an
no.
appropriated spell for wizards.
It's
Appropriation.
it's definitely like dark necromancy. Necroma.
But uh in any
Water.
case, I think Amu seeing the entourage that is forming would say, um, I hope that
And they're following this guy, probably. And then I imagine Tenebris just shows up on a different angle.
okay,
Yeah, coming in from the south.
well if you'd be coming in from the north because you're in the beast
From the
crown.
door. Okay. From the door.
Or he could, be extra complicated and just go all the way around to come from the south.
Just for start points.
Just for starting points.
But yeah, almost say I I hope it's understood that we will be flying most of the way. God damn it. Ah, having. Okay. Um. No, this. Okay, this is fine. I can technically lie and say that I didn't change this. I didn't unprepare this spell. But I'm going to be
Well,
honorable.
you also have their druids.
Yeah.
What's the name of that spell again? I'm trying
I
to. My
need I
brain's
need
farting.
animal shapes right now so that we can all fly.
Oh
Otherwise,
no. Both of these druids have animal shapes prepared.
yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna say, um, I I cannot uh accommodate more than but one person. How we're going to be flying? Unless either of you have animal shapes prepared, I unprepared it. I wasn't thinking this would gather such a following. Um,
Gather around, gather around, gather around. Yes. We all shall be giant eagles. Choose any number of willing creatures that you can see within range. God, such a powerful spell.
8th level.
All right. So only one of them really needs to do it.
Yeah.
So, um, I'll have Goremonger do it. He's like, well, giant eagles we shall be. Yeah. And he stands in druidic with his he speaks with his staff in the mud, and the mud starts to kind of quiver with a slight vibration, and then some of the water starts to seep up, kind of up and around your ankles and skin. And then everyone starts to transmute slowly from that touching them into these giant eagles, each with wingspans of about 16 feet or so wide, um, if not wider, depending on like actual size of your characters and things like that too. And I imagine each kind of unique in their own right. Um, I imagine because of your own idiosyncrasies. But let me bring up a giant eagle stat block so I can remember what they all do. Um,
Hey, fast.
they are fast. So it's 80 fly speed, indeed. Um, so that is nearly triple average speed. Almost triple average speed. So I'm gonna click on another map to do some quick guesstimation of time it will take you. Now, with that in mind, of you traveling like beds. So, I guess there's also the question, because this does exist, um, is travel pace. Like, you guys are going a long distance, this is 130 some odd miles ish that you're going to get close to where at least Eros kind of pinpointed the Jorvians to be, if there are camps and things like that. So the average pace of D&D, if you're a 30-foot travel creature, is what it's based upon. Is a 30-foot per turn, that is. At a normal pace, they can go 24 miles a day ish. They can go up to a quickened pace of 30 miles a day, and that's usually kind of most of the math I do because that's easier math in my head to do 30 than 24. But nevertheless, you guys could force it a little bit and give yourself a little bit quicker, and it's also this does imply math. This does imply rest, I should say, as part of the math. So I'm thinking with 80, right? 80.
Mhm.
There was something that was in the other one. But nevertheless, it's that one. That one. That's what it is. Yes. Okay. So that's 800. So that's 8 miles an hour. So
What is the airspeed
so
velocity of an unnamed giant eagle?
so you guys can go 64 miles a day at an average pace, or up to 70 miles a day if you want to quicken your pace, but that would mean you lose perception bonuses. Not lose, you just have a -5 to your passive perception as you're traveling really fast. But so that means you can it would take you 2 days instead of, closer to 7 or 8 days to kind of get there in bird form. So unless you want to force march, you can force march to move, basically risk yourselves getting exhaustion to travel throughout a time when you should be resting, because the calculations are based upon an 8-hour time period of you traveling. So
Question: does the mobile feed apply in bird form?
you are a bird.
You get the
Does
bird
feed
stats.
apply?
You get the bird stats. That's how the spell works.
Okay. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I would have just been a little bit in front just to flex.
Yes, I understand. So yeah, it says you can choose. The caster chooses the form. So the target's game statistics are replaced. I'll just post it. So you guys can but yeah, the target's game statistics are replaced by the statistics of the chosen beast, though target retains its alignment, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores. The target assumes the hit points of the new form, and when it reverts to its normal form, it returns to the number of hit points it had before transform. 0 hit points. Yeah. So you're a bird.
Cool.
But yeah, okay. Nevertheless,
I think
so yeah, Amu, what's up?
I'm just trying to remember, because I know Francis brought this up multiple times.
Hmm.
Because the giant eagle has advantage on perception checks.
When
Does
you have
that
advantage, it's a passive +5.
so that would essentially cancel out the -5.
More or less, yeah, if you think about it, yeah.
Okay. Uh, then I'm fine with just a 20 passive perception on my end. For us to quicken up. I feel like, I don't know, I don't think we need to worry too much about that. Would you agree, Tenebris? Like, would you think Tenebris?
Spaced out a bit. Come again, please.
Like, okay, so we get a +5 because giant eagles have advantage on perception checks, so we get a +5 to our passives. But quicken pacing for traveling is a -5, so it evens out. So, like, are you comfortable with your passive perception?
I still got foresight, so I would still have the normal +5, I would think. If it's a +10, then.
Well, I don't think it would
I
stack
shouldn't
on.
have got decided on that.
I don't think they would stack on top of each other
And
like
it's
that.
still advantage. Only one advantage would apply
Oh,
to that.
true. It's because of advantage. Gotcha. I
Yeah.
forgot that doesn't stack with that. Then. Okay, yeah. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
So you guys are basically like sprint flying, is what you're doing.
Yes.
For 8 hours straight until. Do you guys want? So it's basically you would need to take one rest on your way there, and
No need for survival because I can create We have good berries, so
Okay, great, good berries. That's true. All right, and there's more. Yeah, you can. Yeah, okay. There's about 10. And then okay, so that's what it will be then. All right, so I'm going to drop. I think drop Amu on that map to give me a reminder for the briefest moment. Where? Okay, so bring you guys here. All right, flying up in the air like you are, as quick as you are, as well as just being a flock of giant eagles, which is kind of here, you know. I don't imagine there's much to worry about in that essence, right?
you're not looking
So
dragon that comes by.
and even then, it's 10 giant eagles versus one dragon, pretty bold dragon. Um, so however, before we transition from those two to do some Feywild shenanigans, um, I would like you would have advantage for many reasons. So I'm also gonna lower the DC to. I think it would then. Okay, like a 12. If your passive perception can automatically hit a 12,
I'd say
like
saying
like like if your bonus is above a 12, like if you can 1 plus whatever hit a 12, then you don't have to worry, otherwise roll. Um
okay,
kind of thing.
I have the 2 plus to
Okay, well nonetheless. But you guys had you also have advantage because you're flying with people and you have eagle eyes
Sure, I'll
and
crit fish. No.
crayfish. Um, so Tenebris, you as well, please.
Yes, coming.
Okay. Um,
I was seriously about to be like, wait, you're gonna tell us the DC? What is this? Legend of Five Rings? What's this, the TN?
yeah, it's just one of those things because of what's going on here. It makes sense. Yeah, so you had a small chance to fail, very small chance. But not likely. And then it's also how high you get. I think you notice more. Within the first few hours, which would be half a day or so at normal pace, you see outside south of the city a impromptu camp of creatures, um haphazard in just kind of their organization around the camp, very apparent just by the distance you are from them. Some few sparse smoke pillars kind of billowing from their bonfires and things that they had going the night before. And then the cackling is heard. And it's quite clear there's a group of gnolls that have moved closer to the southern parts of the city. Not unheard of, but it's been a while since they've kind of been there. And it's probably not long before they notice that the beast is not there and that the city is. So just another complication of things,
Question.
Yeah, you want to do something about it?
Do I know we're gonna rest? Like get another
This
long
is
rest?
this is before your first long rest, yes.
Okay. Storm of Vengeance, the Knolls.
No hesitation. Just fuck them Nolds.
Okay, so then I imagine like once that breaks out, Jahir summons a where's his stat? Where's his sheet? There you are. He and Gormonger change out of form and get closer and do a couple firestorms around the camp and in the camp throughout them that just as the storm of vengeance pillars into them. And then to wrap up the leadership that's still brave enough to stand, do you want to do something before one of them does something?
Uh, mm,
Because the storm of vengeance is wrapping up the little ones right quick, but it'll be. Is there anything you want to do, or do you let the storm of you just corral them within the storm of vengeance and let that just its dirty work?
no, just let the storm do its
Yeah.
work, man.
So I imagine Gormonger and Jahir, they do some walls of stone and walls of water and thing, kind of trap them in. And there's just screaming and cackling. Um, and did anyone? Okay. So yeah, that happens on the first day. And then you guys continue. They how long does animal ships last for a while?
24 hours.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, easy enough. And then you go on for your next day, get to a long rest. I would like another group of perception checks for the evening as you guys rest, which more like dark middle of the night by the time you actually rest, but because you probably traveled some throughout the evening. But it's a quiet evening. It's just getting cold. The wind howling pretty violently throughout the night, but other than that, you guys get what rest you can. And then the next day, it's kind of a lot of flying, and then there's probably after 4 or 5 hours of flying the next day, there's um a imagine like a smoke pillar dust cloud that kind of signifies in the distance, easily like probably 10, 15 miles out before you're 2 or 3 miles away to actually see the army itself kind of it's probably by the time you're getting to them and roll a D100. Okay. They are like starting their march for the day, it seems. But you guys would still need you know, hour or so before you get within range. Well, no, it's in within sight.
Yes, it's within sight.
That's
But
yeah, that's true.
I would also I was gonna say Amu would um morph out of because Amu wouldn't need the animal shapes, obviously. So he would hop out of his form and just be on the back of the PO giant eagle, and he would be yelling in the very loud wind. Uh, Remember, all we need is to be within sight of them. As long as we can see, then we can cast our spell. So we don't need to get very close. I'm more so worried that the giant eagle, well, their giant eagle, could do something. Or perhaps one of their other primordials. We're still not expecting combat. And
There's a couple caws in retort, and then the ones that are kind of closest to the eagle that is Jahir, kind of with Goremonger, they uh, decide to land because they can't cast spells while they're in animal shape form.
uh, he doesn't have bee spells.
Well, I'm saying
Like
I'm
the
saying
Jahir
that.
18th level. That's what I mean.
Oh no, yeah. Oh no, he's fine. I'm saying like the others that have stuff.
Yeah.
They can't like Tenebris and stuff. Like they can't cast spells if they're in animal shapes. Like if they want to do anything to this, so it's kind of like they can just fly around and watch while Storm of Vengeance and things go off from the druids that can do things like that, or they'd have to land or cast other things that can help them fly or something if they wanted to. But or
Yeah, we could land
some
for.
of them stay bird form, some of them don't. Like you're saying with Po, maybe Po just stays a bird. But um.
I mean, I guess.
Goodness gracious. Tenebris, I thought you were going to do something different today, so.
Terrence is kind of just chilling right now. He's enjoying what's happening.
Yeah. Well, we have an army of druids and wizards, which you only need a handful of them to really call an army.
Besides, why should I whisper spells when they're doing it?
Well, nonetheless, you're still here. Okay. So you guys are flying, landing, preparing spells, and then I like the last bit of imagery before we transition to be either you or Jahir casting the spell, and up above a thundercloud forming, and then a big, arc of lightning just to signify the beginning of the storm starting, and then it just starts to roll and build, and the wind that has already been kind of violent today, anyways, just becomes pretty more aggressive. Um, does Storm of Vengeance have any application to like natural weather already being
um.
involved? Because
So.
I know Call of Lightning does, so I'm not sure. I have to
Uh.
read it again.
Not particularly. The most as far as other things is when gust of winds occur. Like if there's any normal phenomena going on there, then like at the very bottom it says, uh, gusts of strong wind automatically disperse fog, mists, and similar phenomena in the other area, whether mundane or magical. But there's nothing like
Okay.
if there's already a storm going on or something that that it adds on top of that.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Um, I imagine. Oh, gosh. My brain was just trying to like calculate through the week just how many dwarves are actually involved in this, and like what's the best way to approach this. Because there's a lot of dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless, my brain inevitably concluded, narrative is probably the best way to approach this. But um, nevertheless, I do enjoy um that imagery of then the eagles almost like crows of like that lead to the afterlife circling above like these giant eagles, and maybe that's what the dwarves think they see as the storm appears, and then the eagles disappear in the storm and clouds just billow in violently, and then once both you and Jahir begin the ritual in unison and both these storms happen at the same time, it just like is like I imagine like a tornado hits and just as this like upward and lower draft hits, and it's just like a tornado with all these kind of other effects kind of hitting, and we're going to leave it for there, and we're going to add more in a moment because I enjoy the imagery of opposition to that of Birdman literally just like walking through a forest, skipping along, doodle la, doody duddy day. Just like no care in the world. Well, some care in the world. He's just in a Feywild. He's in one of the happier places in the Feywild. It's just like there's been a constant sun hitting his face the entire time. Weird chirping birds, plants saying hello and things like that. Water that looks really like you probably shouldn't drink it because you've never seen water that's purple. But you know, kind of some of those things, and it's kind of like I imagine it's an absent-minded like thing where he's led by the Tarrasque, sort of. Um, but like it's almost like you don't have a leash, but it's almost like you're being pulled along by your dog on a leash, kind of thing. As the Tarrasque just like do, it's like sniffing things, and you're just like you don't have what other care do you have in the world right now, other than just kind of like go along for things. Eventually it breaks out of the forest motif, if you will. And you kind of come along to this uh large sprawling golden, like literally almost looks like real gold, wheat field, if you will, like grass field, and it just blowing in the wind, and it almost makes like the jingling clink sound of coins hitting as the pieces of the grass kind of clank against each other. um and you're kind of just taking in the kind of idyllic moment, and you see something beyond in the grass, distance. Like this grass field is like, think it just never ends, but you thought the forest would never end, and all of a sudden you're here at the grasslands, and you look behind you, and then you're just more in grass, and the forest is gone, and you're just like forced to shrug your shoulders because now you're in the grasslands. So it's just like the Feywild just kind of works that way sometimes. And you know stories of this, you've heard of things like this, maybe vague memories of childhood kind of situations. I don't know. Elves have some interesting stories about some of this stuff, but nevertheless, um, you're taking it in, and then all of a sudden you feel this tug, and it comes from like your heart, almost like inside of you, and it's the same tug you felt throughout this entire like meandering you've been doing, as the trash just kind of leads you without you even realizing you're being led. And then, but this tug is really hard, and then you kind of turn around and you realize it's kind of like a weird metaphysical warning as you see the Tarrasque is running after something into the grass fields, and you are going to be tugged along after with the Tarrasque because it is strong despite its size. I would like you to roll an acrobatics check to oppose the Tarrasque to see if you have a chance to like slip out of this kind of situation, or if you have a chance to like oppose it and just kind of use it to your advantage to kind of ride it along instead of being uh kind of damaged, quote unquote. Because yet again the grass looks like it's literally made out of gold, hitting a bunch of gold that's been sharpened. Just put an imagery in your mind. Um, so you needed to beat a 25. You did. You need to beat a 25 for its passive strength. So, and despite this thing being the size of a teacup poodle, like this, like pulling you along, you like so. I imagine you do this weird Legolas move, where there's this metaphysical tether that appears, and it becomes tangible now for whatever reason, and you like wrap it around your ankle in one way, and then put it underneath it, and then somehow it flattens underneath you as it hits the grass, and somehow it turns into a small, just like wiggy board, and then it's like you're surfing on the grass, and just this gold just flipping around you, and the Tarrasque is underneath it somehow pulling you. You don't see it. It just looks like you're surfing on the grass. And you do one or two little cool like side flips, little ollies and things like, and flip it around and just and it's just like eventually you see like eyes and little fairies and little things poke out of the grass where they can and are able, where it opens up, and they're just like looking at this strange event of this weird dark cloaked, like your cloak still looks like this weird tethered mess, but it's not living in the same capacity as it is now, and it seems like it's part of the reason why you are connected to the Tarrasque the way that you are. The thing that you saw in the Tarrasque a moment before, as you start to surf, becomes more and more clear into your eyes as you get closer and closer, and like as it becomes closer, it becomes bigger and bigger, of course. And you need to roll me a wisdom save. So I open my other thing. Good Birdman, sir.
What am I rolling? Sorry.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Oh no. Oh. That seems not good.
You lost 10,000 years. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Everyone
Oh.
you knew and loved is dead.
Okay. You do have inspiration, but nevertheless, okay.
It's, sorry,
It's not okay. The only thing you feel right now is an intense focus on this building. And as you focus more on it, and it becomes more earnest for you to focus on it, and you realize before long that somehow you're leading the Tarrasque towards it, whether you know or not, or maybe the Tarrasque is just going there because it's going there. It's not quite clear at that point. You definitely have the symbiotic relationship of the Tarrasque is still there to an effect. And as you get closer, the building looks like this grand wooden multi-tiered pillared on one side near the entrance. There's these draperies and stuff. It's like a theater house, you're pretty sure. And as you get closer, the fog or whatnot, the shine, if you will, from the grass kind of dissipates from it and around it, and it becomes more materialized, as if like you wanting to see it made it appear almost more. And there starts to be in the puff and fog and golden sheen of the grass, it starts to separate and pull the grass away and allow kind of for a red carpet entryway and some little shops to appear that have candies and popcorn and little side carnival events that people could witness before they see the main event of the theater within inside. And circus performers and audience members that of all shapes, races, fae, humanoid, devil, demon, in line, earnest to see kind of what's going on. And it just kind of appears more and more as you get closer, and then all of a sudden you realize you're not surfing anymore. And the Tarrasque is just next to you, sitting like a cat licking its ass. And that's what it's doing next to you. And you just have this like weird little girl like tight jump rope leash attached to it all of a sudden. And you are a little elf boy.
What the fuck?
And that's what you are. You are a little elf boy.
What the
And
fuck?
you look at your hand, you feel short, everyone's looking at you like you're a child, and one demon guy pushes back, like, move, kid.
I'm a child?
But other than that, you're the same. Like, you have the same clothes, you have your bow and stuff,
Bro,
it's just
what
short,
the
smaller,
fuck?
you know? And you have this little kid rope, and you look down at the Tarrasque, and he somehow has like fluffy fur now, but he's still a
What?
Tarrasque.
He looks like my dog?
Yeah.
What the
My
fuck?
stats adjusted accordingly.
This is one hell of a magical protection spell.
And you are surrounded by this carnival that has kind of erupted around this theater building.
The hell?
This like awesome, like if you've ever seen the Globe Theater, picture that. It looks like the Globe Theater, because why not? And I'm English, and I'm an English teacher. And it says, welcome for the grand performance of the great puppet masters event of the fall before he leaves the lands of the Everbright and travels to other lands of the Feywild to greet all those who want to hear his stories. And it's like all that is like labeled in fine print, and it continues on like the poster up there. It just goes like Willy Wonka shit, where it keeps with the contract, where it keeps going da 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 da. And you're just like it kind of eventually just gets so small you can't continue to read it.
What the fuck?
The food smells amazing. and the Tarrasque pulls towards one of the meat vendors. Do you follow?
I mean, can I roll an insight check? You like
You can roll an insight check.
because it looks like I don't know what's happening. I don't know if
Mm.
I'm like if the magic of the Tarrasque is like masking us, and I have to just pretend like, yeah, this I am a small child wandering the Feywild with my cat.
Everyone around you seems to treat you that way,
Okay,
but
sick.
you still have awareness and understanding that you're still you. It's just for
Fuck.
whatever reason in this demi-plane of the Feywild, you're not even sure. Like
Oh,
you are no longer like now. Once you think about it and look around, there's no golden grass around you. You're in the carnival. You're in a theater. You're in wherever this is. Like this is where you're at. And it's just like you just realize that you've somehow found yourself into another part of the Feywild that's even more permeable, it seems.
What the shit? All right, I do follow my dog in quotation marks.
Like I met, totally like a little poodle Tarrasque mix. Like he has
Yes.
fur now, like fuzzy fur around at the end of his tail. There's a
With my
little
rope
fuzzy ball
attached to him.
with his little like your little like your little jump rope that has like it's like looks like a candy cane colors. It has red and white spirals on it. Uh, I love the Feywild. You can just like
Yeah,
whatever
it's
happens,
crazy.
happens. Yes. uh, but this is also something that came from a supplement that I found. So just so you know, you go to the food. You with your insight check, you smell it. Smell it. It's real. It's real food. You and yeah, you're a kid. He's like he wants something, kid. And somehow you just have coin in your hand to like
Oh
give him,
shit.
and it's not your coin. You don't know where it's just in your hand all of a sudden, and it's just like, and you look around and you just see that's kind of what happens. It's like other people, like your insight lets you know aware that the other people here are in a fog too. Like they
Oh.
may not be themselves either. They may
Oh
actually
my
be a
god.
representation of something else too. Like this is a
I've walked
grandiose
I've
performance of
walked into
something,
the scariest masquerade ball of all time.
right? And it's like they're walking through the motions of going through this theater night, this
I just
carnival
say,
night, and you're now one of the actors that's involved in it.
what the
And there's this like weird familiarity here, like you've done this before,
Why
like
are we
it's
suddenly in a
like
horror
two. And that's one of the things I think of the insight, and you also got a 31. So, but nevertheless, the coin is just there, and it's real, just like everything else seems to be real here. And you hand it to the vendor, and he's like, "Well, there you go, little kid, enjoy." And he's like this,
My
he's this
dog is
big
very
bugbear
hungry.
guy, and you get two, one for the dog, one for you. And you hand it to the Tarrasque, and he starts eating it, and you have this like turkey leg, and you start gnawing on it. And then there's just this trumpet that goes off up above you from the top of the building that obviously signifies that the main performances, start to gather, start to go inside. Do you go inside? I also need a wisdom
It-
save because you.
it's-
Yeah. Well. Second question. Well, I need a wisdom save if you eat the food.
I would like to give the food to my dog.
Okay. Well, the
I
Tarrasque is
got
gonna
that
roll a
look at
wisdom
it,
save.
and then I just let him go.
Because the Tarrasque. Okay, so the Tarrasque fails. The wisdom save. And the Tarrasque, after eating the food, once it hears the trumpet, you are being dragged by your dog one again into the theater.
Damn it.
Unless you let go of the leash and therefore lose track of your dog,
No, I can't.
you hold on. Okay, so I need a acrobatics check to either dodge and weave through the crowd, or I need a strength check to just hold on and you become a wedge.
Well, strength is
Okay.
out the window.
Okay. Acrobatics it is. All right. So you are dodging and weaving through a crowd of pixies and satyrs and dryads and other fae, elves and bugbears and goblins, and then once you get inside the theater proper, there's bugbears and some other giant kin and things. Holy, okay, there's a fucking dinosaur. Okay, there's a dinosaur. There's a over there next to the front. There's a giant like lion thing that's just like chilling and doing his stuff, and it's just like, hey, what's up? And he just roars and yawns, but then he speaks, and you're like, okay, well, so we got speaking animals too. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. It's just, and you're this little kid, and it's just like your insight from before I say allows you to understand that there's this difference, that you are this little kid, like you are going through this amazing event of seeing the carnival and going through the theater, and oh my god, it's just like all these crazy things I never have seen before. But then that insight allows you to remember, I'm Birdman. What the fuck, what is going on? Where am I? Like, okay, the Tarrasque, we got here. We were just in the city. Oh shit, Eros. Like, things start to, like, connect, and you're like, what? Like, you know that this is something that you easily can get lost in. This is one of those things this is one of those Feywild traps sort of things. You're kind of getting the impression more and more
Oh.
that, like, but the Tarrasque is just like, shit, we're here. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
I have to watch the
So
Tarrasque. I am the guardian of the Tarrasque, and so if it drags me around, I have to
Mhm.
fucking do what it wants me to do. But as long as I know that this is a trap, and I know that if I can leave at any time,
It's time to
okay.
pull a Birdman.
All right, I'm gonna. I need to turn off that thing.
It's
All right,
time to
let
pull
me
a.
drop.
I don't know what any of these things really are.
They're Fey in the simplest terms. Like, all of them are Fey. You know this in some way, shape, or form, or allies to the Fey of this demi realm that you're in. And they're taking their seats in the order of the audience. They all have tickets and stuff. You realize that the Brontosaurus is the ticket usher and is just like helping people along, and this neck stretches out and takes tickets from people, and then kind of goes around, and then there's a mammoth that comes in and takes a seat in the back, and there's a Zorn that's like selling things that he has procured from various digs that he's gone on, around, and it has snacks and popcorn as well. Um, and then you see a small like singing performance, like as an opening performance begin between a couple pixies that are dancing on stage, and then a succubus comes on stage and gets everyone's attention. Ladies, gentlemen, beasts, monstrosities, fae, devils, and demons, it is wonderful that you all can join us this last evening of Everbright. We shall be leaving, as you know, but our master, he wishes to give you one final performance, especially since we have a guest with us this evening. And then all of a sudden, like, all eyes are looking on you. And everyone just knows you're the guest, and you're not sure how they know this, and it's just
Hey.
quiet. And then there's like the spotlight that just boom boom goes on you. Introduce
Hey.
yourselves. We have new members of our audience tonight. Everyone else has been here for so long. Do not think we wouldn't notice a new face. And the
Uh,
Tarrasque pulls toward her to go greet her.
what
Do
the
you
fuck?
do you resist?
No. I
Okay,
have to go.
he pulls toward her, and she comes down, and he jumps on her like a small little bulldog and greets her and licks her face. And oh yes, I've missed you, friend. And you are young. And the way she looks at you, she you're pretty sure she knows that you're not the little boy, but she sees you at like in this visage. She knows this is the form you're in now. So she continues with the phrase, "Hello, little one. And you are?"
Okay.
They call me Jay Giles Bend, where I'm
Mm,
from.
that is not your name. And you hear the crowd go, "No, no, no, no.
It
A couple
was
of people,
my name.
liar."
Can I interject? Just 2 seconds. Greed has granted me 1 inspiration, so I have a total of 4. Can I spend 4 inspiration to make everybody's eyes, except for Birdman and the Tarrasque, start bleeding?
Oh, Warford!
Not everyone.
As many as
But
I
will,
possibly can.
but I will give you some, yes. Birdman, I would like to narrate at that point then that Birdman takes a moment before he answers when the crowd's yelling at him and sees all these faces. And then within the crowd, you see periodically, and you can zoom in yourself and find where they are, but you see Kenku. And when they start to look at you and cackle, blood starts to drip from their mouth and eyes. And there's a familiarity, a contempt from them. That you sense kind of along the way. That extra layer is an interesting. Bloody eyes of Genku. So I gotta write some notes. You razor surf, then you go to the theater, you get some foods, and get inside the theater. Then you have the succubus. So they call you a liar, Birdman. What do you do?
I mean, I say that it was my name at some point. I have used it as a name, I think. But I mean, just call me the Birdman, I guess, dude. Like, I don't know. That's just I don't even know my name. To be honest with you, I just get called a lot of shit.
That is the first honest thing you've said.
That's crazy. You're just like he looks at the. What is that?
Your visage starts to melt away, and you kind of just, for all of a sudden, you blink, and you're like, you sort of again? The Birdman. Yes, the Gillisbrand name was less developed. A child it will be until you claim the ancestry.
Is that why I'm a kid right now?
Hmm.
Because my name is a baby name.
Yes, but Birdman, he who became the curse of voice, now to be the shadow of the great beast. Birdman, yes. But this is not your first name. You must find this. Maybe the Lord and Master can show it to you tonight. His performance has to do with name and the power that they can hold. Nevertheless, we honor our great guest. Who will make a seat for him? And there's various places that seats open. Like everyone's like, oh, sit next to me, sit next to me, kind of thing. Um, Birdman, where do you sit? Do you sit? And where you sit will slightly change things.
Where do I sit? Where is the most private thing I can find? Like a one-seater, like nowhere near anybody. Just in the corner. Just hide in plain sight. Just you can't.
I'll
You'll
let
never
you
find me.
choose where you want to be on the map.
Oh fuck! Kind of want to go sit next to the dinosaur guys. But all the Kenku are over there, dude. They're all gonna.
Yeah, well, their eyes are bleeding. They're okay. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with them.
everybody. Let's go like. There's like a plant right here. It's like right here, bro. Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to find like the most like I guess the most where I'm not gonna get in the most trouble. Hopefully. I have to watch this shit now.
As you sit down, you see in this row, of course, the Kenku, but then behind them sits an ever leering. You're pretty sure it's a devil. It kind of gives you like a raise of its chin at you, like, "Hey, what's up, man?"
Just,
As you
up,
said,
dude?
and you sit back, and the gathering of people get lost in kind of the pre-show murmuring that happens in those brief moments as the last minute setup and preparation kind of occurs. And there is a the Cyclops giant that's on the stage kind of takes his last move to set up some of the few kind of set piece rock things that he put up there. And then he kind of goes back over here to his pet T Rex and sits next to it and kind of pets it, and it lays down like a weird dog. And the gathering uh, reaches that point where you kind of get lost in the murmur for a moment before it just all of a sudden quiets as there's this billowing darkness that comes in, and you can see the darkness is being created by this creature that's kind of stayed on stage. This very demonic looking creature as it kind of sets in to create fog in a weird way. It seems, and the uh, as the fog billows up to the central stage, there is eventually a what do I want to do first? Ah, yes, I love it. Okay. There is out of the fog, like just kind of rises up from it, like walks up from it as if like it was coming from a trapdoor stairs kind of thing that may have been on stage somewhere. And you see this kind of weirdly dressed kobold question mark as a staff and like things on his back and these apparatus that just murmur and gurgle this with this magical essence and energy. And in his kind of screechy voice, he yells out, "I had once a story of faraway lands, seas, and surf, taken by orcish hands. Lost our lands, now we are found. Ah, come, 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 my children. Hear his sound." And there's like this rumbling, and like a thing kind of like there's this more puff of gas and dirt and thing that kind of happens, and like you can see there's some of these other pixies and things are literally taking like pieces of plants and stuff and throwing them at the stage and stuff, and kind of interrupting the flow. And then somehow there's like this big turn of like cloth that seems to come out of nowhere, and it spins round and round, and the creature on the stage transforms into a where are you? How was that one? This masked figure that kind of strides up through this archway, comes to the central part of the stage. Everyone's quiet, kind of waiting for his voice to sound, and he kind of locks eyes with everyone in the crowd, it seems, before he ends more or less in Birdman's direction. And Birdman, you, I don't know, it's like a a sense of familiarity that comes from his eyes. You don't like the face, the look. There's nothing about that that's familiar, but there's something about his eyes that seem to be familiar. And he, I don't know, I think takes a pause and gives a, as much as I want to do a one man performance right now, he gives a performance of like this monologue that kind of stretches on for a time that eventually talks about like the origins of things and how names came to be to make claims of new origins and how those labels have established a new order of being, and that order of being is something that you all have found a way to subvert and change. And he eventually kind of just quiets down and then does this weird like dance thing where the clouds and the smog and stuff kind of, I imagine, kind of entrance some of the idea around it. And it's as if he's kind of creating I don't know, a persuasion with his movements, I guess, in some ways. But Birdman, nevertheless, I would like a wisdom save.
I'm back. Hello.
You need a wisdom save.
I need a wisdom save.
Yeah, you
Oh,
need a wisdom
God.
save, man.
Yeah, this guy just monologued about some shit. You're succumbing to the
That's
brain
10,
rot.
go ahead.
Yep. I'm letting it happen.
Eating your food.
And
Nah, I'll save that one.
alrighty. Okay. Well, you okay, it's just okay. You lose track of time.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You are all of a sudden there's another performance happening on stage. He's no longer there, and you have an idea that time has passed. You get that impression, yes. For things, but you're not exactly sure what has happened. Let me double check one thing to see if you would get another save.
Oh, no. Well, am I being charmed? Or am I like... Is this just happening to me?
Okay, yeah, advantage, yeah.
I was like, hey, I had stuff for being an elf, dude. Hold on. Hold on. Let's roll it again. That's
Oh.
worse. So I think we're taking the 10.
Awesome.
Sick.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I like it.
all right, yeah, well, that's happening. Okay. So, player knowledge, I'll let you know that yes, you've been charmed.
Oh, fuck.
I think but yeah, I think that's like, So you lose track of time and you think you were charmed because of the performance. You just have this weird feeling about it. I don't know. For things. But you've had trouble keeping track of time anyways, but you can roll an investigation check.
Fuck. Investigation.
Lordy Lord!
Okay. Not more than like you don't think more than 5 to 10 minutes have passed. But you don't know what has happened in those 5 to 10 minutes.
Right. Oh, fuck. Do I still have
So,
the Tarrasque?
the Tarrasque is with you, yes,
Okay.
for those things. But there is yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Brandon, I'm gonna have to send you a message later.
Oh, fuck.
Once I have some more time to think on the applicability of some of this. But
This is one of these
nevertheless,
functions that I can just Irish goodbye. Just be like, all right, cool. that was
um,
sick. Elvis is leaving
you
the building.
by this point though, you also see that and it's I think from the previous insight, I think this is one that 31 is part of the awareness of this, but as well. But you see that you have eaten something
Oh no.
in that time that must have because your hands are sticky from meat or like a candy juice of some sort.
What the fuck?
um and you kind of have that back taste in your mouth of something that tastes good, but you are completely content with staying here for right now.
Damn it.
It is one of those things that um I need one more wisdom save though to confirm it, and it is not a charm effect. Don't think so. Let me read. Not specifically a charm effect. No.
Okay. I'm going to use an inspiration to roll this with advantage, but we'll see how this goes.
Oh,
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Sometimes wisdom is a
You
goodness.
for that briefest moment you had that feeling, but there's something like you still don't have your memory. You still not exactly what happened. You know you ate something. You know other things happened because time passed, for that aspect, but you're not that's still gone. But you do know you have this feeling that you think you could walk out of here right now. You're not sure how because there seems to be some sort of that displacement of time and place with with this theater. And the you know it's a like I said earlier, it's now a completely different performance that's kind of happening on stage. So, um, I would. What do you want to do?
Fuck. I I don't know if I can convince the Tarrasque to go anywhere.
you can attempt.
I could attempt. Just ask it like, hey, we should leave. But he's kind of dumb. I think I just reached out, just like, hey, I think we should leave. I'm bored. Are you bored?
No more food, but sleepy.
No more food, but sleepy. We can't fall asleep here. We gotta go find somewhere else to sleep.
No, me not sleepy. You sleepy.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of sleepy, but I can take a nap on your back. You can just kind of go, but I have to trust that you
You
can.
much bigger than me now.
No. Oh shit. Okay. Yes. I have to. Oh no. I
I
have to
still think I
meditate.
could
Yes.
eat you though.
Yes. Don't. I have to meditate here soon. I don't know. I don't want to be here though. So we're leaving.
He's a nice guy.
Yes. There. It was a nice performance. It was very cool. I was very compelled by it. Very compelled by it.
You
Extremely
hear
compelling speech.
there's this lady next to you that says, I know, isn't he the greatest?
Okay, I have to leave. It was nice meeting you. I don't want to know your name. Thank you.
Oh
Really,
no
you
no
gonna
no!
pick him up?
You already got my name. Remember, it's
Did?
Jessica.
Okay, I did not hear that. We have to go.
Okay, bye bye. Gillisbrand.
I just leave. I get
Um.
up and
Yeah,
I.
don't forget to send to me. You know.
The fuck? Yes, sure. No, I can't do magic.
Your little puppy dog, Tarrasque, gets up and kind of leads you out, and you gotta find your way out, to the top. And then you go out the doors, and you, um, kind of, the adjustment of the light for the previous moment, and you're on stage.
Fuck.
Fuck.
And you're the next performance. And people are clapping, are like, yeah, 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 Birdman!
Fuck.
Birdman and his dog! Make him do a trick! Make him do a trick! What do you want to
Fuck.
do?
Fuck. How do I leave? Where's the exit? Oh no. Is this where Birdman just doesn't he just does a 5 minute on stage and just leaves? Like thank you, my name's been Birdman, I'm out. Peace. Just like, I don't know. He can do it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
You gotta do a performance.
Oh
That's what the
god.
crowd's cheering you for.
Okay, I think he just does some sort of like bad or good stand-up routine. I don't know. He's just like, hey, I'm looking for the exit. Like, can anybody just like lead me? But I think he like ends up in this state of doing like a like a weird dry stand-up routine. Like, I don't think it's good, but I can roll to see how
Um,
good it is.
Ironically enough, the Tarrasque has an okay wisdom. So I think he picks up on this.
Okay.
He's not the greatest with charisma, but he will
Okay.
try to assist you with your performance. So I will give you advantage from the Tarrasque being cute and fluffy.
He is cute and fluffy right now, which helps.
Oops. I accidentally grabbed.
Just me and my dog, you know?
And then there's more laughs than you expected, and cheers and jeers, and then there's some claps, and then once you're done, there's a few people even stand,
Cool.
ovation for things,
Nice. Thanks.
for those few minutes, and then you're making your way off stage and going down these steps towards the audience and stuff. And you are met by that young woman that was standing next to you. She's like, "That was amazing. You should have done that before the first time you came in."
Yeah, what the fuck? Can I? I already forgot your name. Can I go
Oh, it's
home?
Jessica.
Okay, I don't know yet. Can I go home?
what is home?
Not here. I don't know where the
Oh,
fuck I am.
so you want to go outside? Yeah, well, let's go get some treats outside. Yeah,
Treats? No, no, you're not enticing my dog. I need to go.
but you just performed. Aren't you hungry?
No.
But you're
Absolutely not.
supposed to be okay. Well then, okay, we're gonna do a couple more rounds. There's some other performers, and then you're gonna go again. Okay,
No, I'm gonna go home.
you're
I
gonna
need
go
to.
again.
I need to. Oh no.
Oh,
I see
no.
where this is going. Oh no. Um, listen, lady, I am very sorry that I forgot your name and number.
I
But
didn't give you my number. You just said you had someone that could suggest you.
no,
Her name was Eros. I want to meet her.
weird. Okay, weird. Uh, I don't know where I am.
You're
Uh,
here at the
no,
theater, like you
I
promised to
understand
be.
that.
We're gonna go on our date, like you said we're gonna go.
What is happening? I think I need to go. Like,
Uh, okay. Well, you could go backstage and get ready.
no. Okay. Does backstage have a
Um,
secret exit that leads out of backstage and back out of this place?
you're not leaving.
Well, yeah, I have to leave. I have to pee.
Well, okay, go find the bathroom's around stage left. You can go pee.
Does the bathroom have a window that does not have bars attached to it so that I might crawl out of it and
The
get
camera
out
splits
here?
for a second to all of a sudden bars appearing by the bathroom window. Yeah, of course. I'm sorry, they do have bars.
Well, it just... Are there really bars, or are you installing bars?
um.
No, I trust you. It's
Yeah.
fine. I don't
Well,
believe
okay.
you.
I need a persuasion check at that. I trust you.
This is such a. Look, I hate you. I hate this entire place. Fuck all of you. I'm being serious. I want to go
Oh,
home.
I need to leave. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't
Okay.
slept in
Okay.
days. I'm feral.
Here. Squats. Her voice gets really deep, and this like hellhound comes over.
What
Show him
the
to the
fuck?
bathroom, and the thing sniffs you, and you go towards the bathroom. We'll say it's off map because I didn't think about a bathroom till now. Nevertheless,
I then get into the
you
bathroom and immediately go into James Bond mode. I try to get out of the window. Immediately. Like, I'm in the bathroom, suddenly I'm just like, okay, how am I getting out of here?
you go around the bathroom and you then see after a moment a like lizard folk person come out of one of the stalls and gives you that slow burn look. What are you doing?
I'm trying to see if my dog can break glass with its face.
Oh my god. That's such a good Birdman answer. I think this creature's gonna roll a sanity save at that
only,
though.
only in D&D.
All right, Birdman. The puppet master has been patient enough. He just is like, what? And the voice completely changes. And I need you to roll initiative
Fuck.
as the lizard man the like changes in front of you to be the guy who was on stage a moment ago. And he is going to
Oh god,
Oh.
yeah. That makes sense,
Um,
yeah.
his all right, we'll have the Tarrasque roll.
I did not expect that.
All right. He his gloved hands kind of unravel and these little like strings, puppet, strings kind of grow from them. And he whips them out towards you, Birdman. Uh, and misses because he rolled a 13.
Oh
I
my
whispered to
god.
myself. And that means he can't do his second thing because he has to do his first thing to do his second thing.
Oh.
So that will activate his legendary actions. And that is his turn. The Tarrasque is going to look over at the dude, look at you, and be like, "Did he just do that? He
Yes,
just
kill
did that."
him.
But he's nice.
Oh, eat him.
But Ew.
It's not Fey food. It's a dude.
Okay, well, he shoots and he is like he gets angry and his tail like sparks out and like his hair all of a sudden like turns into little spines and then he flicks his little spines tail towards them and he is going to it makes fun. All right, and then modify this a little bit because he's wee. Nevertheless, a spine hits the guy, and he takes little thing hits him in the shoulder. And, little shit. And then at the end of the Tarrasque turn, the puppet master will do a thing. Yeah, he's gonna. Oh, I forgot to add that as a spell. Yes, as a legendary action, I would like another wisdom save, good sir,
Oh,
as he tries to
God.
command you to grovel.
Command me to grovel. Yeah.
You fall prone on your knees, and he says as you do, "Yes, I am, and have always been your master."
What?
It's your turn.
Okay. Kid you not?
You have brought me. It is now mine.
What
You will both stay here.
the fuck? No. Let me out.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm the shadow of the beast, bro.
You are a shadow of nothing. What do you do?
Well, that's his turn.
I
He
don't.
can't do
That's my
anything.
turn.
Oh, that's your turn. You're just arguing with him. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, you
Uh,
commanded
at-
him. You commanded him, so he can't do
Yeah,
Oh,
anything.
yeah.
Oh, that's true. You grovel. You take your turn to grovel. Okay, at the end of your turn, he will do this. I need another wisdom save.
Oh my god, dude. You're killing me. No.
You take 13 psychic damage,
Ow, dude.
and it comes to his turn, and he's going to. Now, now you know, my son, what is the truth. You will be here. The beast will become the energy to bring the theater to the mortal plane. He loses his shit. He cackles maniacally. And he's going to. Yeah. Can you do that? Yeah, you can do that. As an action, he's going to cast suggestion on you. Any other wisdom save?
Fuck, bro. Alright, I need to. Oh, this sucks.
I love how this is happening in like a bathroom.
Yeah, this is fucked up. I need to use. I need to use my last inspiration for advantage. I do not want to be suggested.
Oh my god.
To. I
Oh,
do
you
not want to be
resist.
suggested to.
You do not. You do not. Because he basically was going to suggest that you walk back on stage and give the best performance of your life. You cannot leave ever unless you perform. You have to perform every night for 100 years. That is the toll. And you're like, fuck no, I'm not going to agree to that. And he's like, you're about to, like, he's pulling out a contract, and you're like going to sign the contract. You're like, shit. What do you do?
Oh, I don't I think that's technically a charm, so you wouldn't have needed to use inspiration because it
Oh,
does
that's
say,
true.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, suggestion is a charm, so you still have your
Nice.
inspiration. So what do you do?
Oh man, I'd like to like shoot
Oh
him
no,
with my
well,
bow if
yeah,
possible.
you shoot, and then I'll have little Tarrasque boy shoot. Okay, he hits, and he does 21 points of damage. Oops, I just gave him 21 health. Well, okay. 25 hits. Yes.
Okay, it does
21
21
hits.
Okay,
Yes.
so 25 is gonna have the sneak attack because uh we're in a bathroom.
Yeah, baby
So,
Tarrasque is.
pretty tight enclosed space. And that
1621.
and then the second one gets Colossus Slayer because he is damaged now.
The first one would have Colossus Slayer.
Oh, he's already damaged? Oh,
Yeah.
hey, well, I'll
He
just
got
roll it with
he
this one
got
then.
hit by the Tarrasque.
Oh, right. I'll just roll it with this one then. Because it would only be once. Yes.
15.
I say, fuck no, dude. I'm going home.
You are home.
I'm not home. I could be anywhere else but here, literally. You better send me
Uh,
back. Can you send me back?
he doesn't answer.
You
Uh,
fucker.
at the end of your turn, he commands you,
Fuck.
drop the bow.
No. I want to drop
The,
the bow.
is command technically a charm or no?
I
It
don't think
is.
so. Oh, it is. Oh,
I'm pretty
hey.
sure.
No.
That's his
You,
DC. That's his
the DC
DC.
is 19. It comes to his turn.
I'm a free bird.
You are not a bird. You are a fae. You are my fae. He's gonna lash at you. It's gonna hit. It's gonna
Damn.
be 18 force, and I need a dexterity
Ow.
thing. Dexterity save.
Oh no. Can't do math. Oh, there we go. You said dexterity save?
Yes.
Oh god.
Yes. You are not grappled by the strings, so therefore he cannot do a second thing. Damn
Yes.
it. Damn it. Janet. Uh.
Janet from accounting
Okay.
reporting for duty.
The Tarrasque will shoot a little spine tail thing at him. And it will miss that time around. Birdman.
Fuck, dude. Guess I will shoot him 2 more times. And just be like, no, dude. Fucking. I don't wanna. I'm a free Birdman. I do whatever the fuck I want.
The chains of fate will keep you here. That hits. That hits.
Oh, no, not that one. There we go. Ooh.
Put all the damage into it.
20. Oh, that's a good one. Another 11. All right. You cannot You may strike me down today, but I will come back. As long as you're in the Feywild, you will return to me.
What the fuck? Not if you're dead though, right?
Shut up!
That's not how it works. That's how
That's
death
not.
works.
Shut up!
So you're telling me if I don't cut your head off and parade it on a spike, you're gonna come
At
back
the
to haunt
end of
me?
your
Some
turn,
guy in the background chimes in.
he
He's got a
leers
point.
out at you again. I need a
Ow.
wisdom save. You don't. You are here to be here for me. Stop resisting.
Yeah, I would like to use an inspiration now. Would probably be a good time.
Hey!
Yes, don't touch me, bro.
All right, you take half. So 10 psychic. And then okay, that was at the we kind of jumped over those things, so that's fine. He'll come back to his turn. He's gonna lash at you one more time. 17 will hit.
It does hit me. Owie.
Oh, I need another deck save.
Oh
Bruh,
no.
what is that?
That's not good.
He grapples around you, and
Oh.
he can now do his other thing. So he goes in for an override. I need a wisdom save.
Oh my god. What is happening to me? No.
Okay, you take 25 psychic damage.
Ow, dude. Can I half that with uncanny dodge?
It is not an attack. You could half the
No.
lash. You could half the
Oh,
force.
like at half the force? Okay, I'll have the 15. Cause ow, bro.
Because it's an attack. But all right. So if the target damage, okay, so it didn't reduce you to 0 hit points. But
No.
on your turn, the puppet master can direct them to move up their half their movement speed and take one action. At the end of their turn, the creature makes a okay, that's if they drop to 0. Okay. So he's trying to drop you to 0. But you are currently grappled by him.
Oh fuck.
So you can it's a bathroom. We haven't really been describing movement very often, but
Right.
I imagine there's been a little bit like 5 feet here, 10 feet here, 5 foot here, dodge, dock, you're like kind of thing. But now you're kind of stuck in the position that you're in. So I imagine he moves closer to you to kind of be more up on you kind of thing. And then the Tarrasque will shoot a little spine thing at him that will hit. He will do max damage. Go boy. So 15 plus 8, 23. Goodness gracious, that was a good hit for him. And then at the end of his turn, the puppet master will command you to grovel again.
Fuck, dude. I can't do anything to this guy.
Wisdom save.
Ah!
Okay.
Okay, when you resist, you look at him and you notice that he is wounded. He's hurt. He is pretty freaking hurt right now. That was the end of the grass turn, so he used one legendary action to command. Now it is your turn before it gets to his turn.
Okay, I'm
What do you
grappled.
do?
I think I have disadvantage to attack him. Oh.
Do you grappled?
I'm not restrained though, right? I'm just grappled.
Grapple is not disadvantage. You have disadvantage now because he's right up on you.
Fuck, dude.
So on a ranged attack, if you do a melee attack, no.
Okay, I'm gonna I have to stab him, but I think I have to use a bonus action to hunter's mark him.
Okay, you can do that.
So I will do that. And then I will stab him twice.
Okay.
Come on.
The Tarrasque is still engaged with him, so you do have sneak attack. You do have Colossus as well, but then you have Hunter's Mark. So it should be a decent amount of damage.
Yep.
All right, and he is not resistant to any sorts of damages. So roll.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Some low rolls, but still 15 for one short sword attack is pretty good.
That's the first one, yeah, and then I get to stab him one more time.
Okay.
I don't think-
14 will just miss.
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of your turn, the yeah, at the end of your turn, he's gonna command you again to drop your short sword.
No, dude. I don't want to drop my sword. No, dude.
You drop the sword. You have the bow in the other hand, but you don't have a melee weapon anymore.
I mean, I have
That
daggers and shit. But
you could draw a dagger, that comes to his turn. And he's going to lash at you again.
Oh my god, I think I'm gonna die, guys.
And that's 12 force damage. I need another dex save. As he latches his other hand around you, I imagine. You somehow kick those off, so it's just one hand that holds you. And he's going to do this again. I need another wisdom save.
Damn it, dude. I'm getting real sick of these wisdom saves. Fuck, man. They're just coming up short every time. That brings me
Right.
to 0. I can't do anything.
You don't
Ah!
die, but you become one of his.
No,
Oh.
dude.
On their turn, the opponent is going to direct them to move up to their speed movement and take one action. At the end of their turn, the creature takes a death save throw as normal. This creature ends when the creature is brought.
Come
Those response
on.
or fails suggestion. Okay, so he is going to come over and stabilize you. But you're unconscious. Like he will. So I'm going to give you 3 inspiration points to
God
say he
damn
gets
it.
a plus 20 on his medicine check to stabilize you. So you are unconscious but stable. The Tarrasque is angry and getting at him and whatnot. I'm gonna have the Tarrasque, while he's trying to do that, go for one more attack. And 21. So he discounts the Tarrasque. He comes over to you and he stabilizes you. And the Tarrasque comes around and is hiding behind one of the stalls and peers around one of the stalls and shoots a little tail spine at him again. It hits him right in the square of his neck, cutting through his aorta. He grabs his neck, bleeding, and falls to the ground, bleeding on top of you to death.
Bro.
The Tarrasque comes over to you, pulls the guy off of you, and then drags you towards the window. And we're gonna end there.
What the fuck, dude?
He only had 17 HP,
Oh
and the
my
Tarrasque
God.
just did 21 HP.
What is
And
this fucking...
there's no one around to stable.
Oh
Well,
my God.
I'm gonna have him roll 3 death saves to see if. Okay, so he passes 2, so he fails 2.
And he's
Okay,
dead.
yeah, because there's no one in the bathroom to find him. Birdman.
But I'm alive because he stabilized me.
Nope. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
Birdman, I would like you to roll a D100.
Oh my God, dude. I'm crying.
I love the Feywild.
3?
Yes.
Fuck
I love it. I love how fate is choosing
Fuck
for you.
off,
Uh,
dude.
Birdman. It's something that I need to finalize. Okay, but Birdman, how many attunement slots do you have?
How many do I have? 1, I think.
I think it's the raiment is one. I
The
know you're
Raymond is
attuned.
one, I think this and the bow.
The bow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you only have 2 of your 3. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Um. Birdman, I need to finalize what this is. But I had an idea in mind that if you were successful against him, uh, it's kind of like um the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Oh my god, what the fuck are you talking
Um,
about?
you
I'm the
were
puppet
going
master
to
now?
find on your person the Puppet Master's mask.
Bro, what
Uh,
the fuck?
and I need to finalize what exactly this magic item is. But it's going to give you access to certain things, including eventually access to this demi-plane that you're in called the Theater of the Feywild. You have because it kind of goes to you because it can't really go to the Tarrasque, and you're kind of connected to the Tarrasque. It'd be kind of funny if it went to the Tarrasque, though. But nevertheless, I imagine maybe even like the Tarrasque gives it to you or something like that. But Birdman, I would like you to roll a either an insight. Yeah, you're gonna choose insight. So roll an insight check. Because if I say anything, I already know your bonus in insight. So it's like if I say anything else, he's just gonna choose insight. So because you have a plus 15. Yeah, so okay. Nevertheless, we I know haven't discussed Birdman's history very much.
No.
Kind of prior to things, and there was kind of the general tone of like leave it's kind of up in the open air for stuff, but I've enjoyed thinking that part of what's led to um Birdman's Kenku hood, Kenku hood, that sounds like the right way to say it,
Sure.
uh you know led from some involvement in the Feywild. Because wood elves, to me, just seem like they're more involved in the Feywild than a lot of other elves are, other than like traditional Eladrin and things like that. So in some way, shape, or form, you know your history, your parentage came from elves that were involved in the theater in the past. Like when you came here as the little boy, was you literally remembering being here in some way, shape, or form as a little boy?
I was fucking right.
And you are not so sure as you come to this realization that the man, and this is like a dream, like you're still unconscious for a while after this. This is like, I imagine things you're dreaming about, and that like when you wake up, you can decide when Birdman wants to like move on these ideas. But the puppet master was probably a family member at some point that fully took on the mantle and didn't resist it and came one with it and was trying to find an heir to take over so he could retire. But like not in a good way. Like he's gonna like like not in any good way. Like it's not like, oh yeah, come take it over and teach. He's like, no, I'm gonna torture you until you do it right. Dance, ha ha ha. Kind of thing.
So he's a creepy uncle then.
Yeah, definitely lawful evil. Yeah.
It's not
So-
loaded.
he has a code.
No, that's fair.
His code is lure them here, and they stay here. Like everything has to do with this demi plane. Like so.
I mean, everybody that's in this demi plane has one time or another just been stuck here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they bashed it.
get on.
And it's one of those things that I'll let you maybe figure out if you ever want to do anything about that. But like one of the benefits of the mask is going to be one of the things I think I'll call by this point as like Fey knowledge or something like that, to where you'll be able to like ask a question of the audience
Oh,
about like things you may not have an answer to that they may just have like it'll be like a percentage chance kind of thing is kind of where my brain's going with that, of like they'll just have access to things, knowledge about the world, that because they're just from different space, different times and different places, got lost here, some of them even from different planes, um kind of thing. So the Tarrasque will drag you out of there, and we got the others preparing the storm of vengeance, and goodness gracious. Okay, so I will say I want to continue a little bit with Birdman to get to the point where you wake up, and it's one of those things that if you've ever had a very pushy cat or a bulldog come on your chest when you're like just waking up, like that's where it is. Like little Tarrasque is like, but imagine it's like a 2,000-pound weight that's on your chest. So it's like you wake up and you're immediately just wheezing with okay, and he's so fucking tiny. It's just like, oh god, fuck, Jesus, get off me, boy. And he gets off and he slips off, and he looks at you with that stupid look, like, why were you, like, what are we doing? Like he has no recollection of anything that's happened.
This just makes me
Intelligence
think how
is
fucking powerful humans in the Pokemon universe are.
yeah.
Oh,
His intelligence is his lowest stat, to be sure. So he's
Yeah.
like any recollection of time or anything. I'm gonna say player knowledge wise, you were out for a couple hours, but like you as Birdman probably is unsure of
say
how much time has
4
gone
hours. Maybe.
by. If you want to put in a full long rest, sure.
I just wake up and I'm like, oh fuck.
And the Tarrasque in your mind's eye just says, "You snore."
I'm sleepy. How? I actually slept.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
No, like, well, yeah, you. Why did you save me?
Mm,
Speaking of which, where is that fucking guy?
oh, yeah. Mm.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm that guy.
you,
Oh no.
yeah, you got you got this thing.
Oh no.
He like grabs it from behind him and puts it in front of you, and
Oh
then you
no.
notice that his mouth and stuff is covered in blood. You're not so sure he didn't eat the other guy while you were out, because
That's
you said
fine.
4 hours. He got hungry.
Yeah, that's fine. I told him he could eat the other guy.
But have you ever seen The Mask with Jim Carrey?
Yes. It
Okay,
just looks
that's
like
where
that.
that's inspiration for this. Okay,
That's literally how I
So-
just saw it. I was like, oh, it's probably like just a
There's
wood ass mask.
yeah, there's simple mask, but there's like this weird sheen on it when you look at it, and it entices you. Like you want to put it on, like you want to. I still want to work out like all the idiosyncrasies of it, but do you attune to it? Do you put it on? Um, and I would like you to roll an Arcana check
Okay.
as you consider this.
I don't know anything about magic.
That's enough.
Oh.
You're 60% positive that it's cursed.
Okay, I'm not gonna attune to it. I'm just gonna hold on to it.
You're like,
Like,
Pretty sure. Pretty sure, based upon what happened to that guy.
I'm gonna put it in the briefcase and just like,
But the
okay,
Tarrasque is like, well, can I have it then?
no,
Would it look good on me?
I. It probably did look good on you because you're tiny and small, but no, it's bad.
Are you saying I'm cute?
Now you are.
Ha ha.
You don't smell bad here.
So where are we going now? This
Hopefully
way?
home, man. Can you get us back to the fucking
Mm,
city? Are you wait, hang on. Before you answer that, do you have all of your faculties here? Like, I know you're stupid, but
what's a faculty?
okay. Like,
He's speaking in your head, like it's 100% telepathy.
yeah, do you feel like you?
No, I'm small.
Okay, except for the part about being small.
Yes, I'm small.
You, okay, but you are all powerful being.
Uh-huh. I'm the strongest beast in the all the planes.
That's true. Okay, so you feel like the strongest beast in all of the planes right now,
Yep.
but you're just
Yep. I can
small.
eat everything,
Okay, good. Good. I feel
but I'm
more
small.
comforted by yes. I'm trying to figure out the you small thing.
Well, I don't know.
Anyway, can you get us home?
Can I?
I don't know. Can you? Fucking why are you asking me?
As you asked me?
I don't know how to do magic.
Well, yeah, you do. I saw
Well,
you like.
okay, I know how to do magic, but not I don't know how to get me from here. I don't know how to
Okay.
I don't know how to take the
Are you
Wi-Fi.
saying I know how to do magic?
Yes.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
I need a
You literally
persuasion
teleported us
check.
here. You are the
I need
reason
a
we are here.
persuasion check. He doesn't believe
You are literally the reason we are here.
what? And he literally like spins around and points his tail and tries to shoot like fire out of it, and nothing happens. A little
Okay.
tail spine shoots out and destroys a tree behind it. He's like, "Ooh,
Yeah, you killed that guy.
magic."
You saved me, right?
Uh,
You're gonna fucking eat me,
so
you bastard! Like, look,
I was not going to eat you today.
you were gonna wait for me to stop breathing, and then you were gonna eat me.
He nods his head.
You can't eat me. I'm bigger than you.
I ate the other guy. He was bigger than me.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
All right.
Okay, so get us out of here. So like
So
do that thing that you did when you freaked out and broke your chain and then you sent us
I
here.
can't
Do
just
that again.
freak out of nowhere.
I hit him. I just I just bop him.
Smack him.
Your hand hurts. It's like you hit like a cement
Ow.
wall, and you're just like,
Yeah,
ah,
I just hit him
ah.
and go, ow, fuck. Ow.
Hmm. Okay, 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 okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna think. I'm gonna think. Is it about thinking? How do you do magic?
Okay, that is a good fucking question. Okay, I don't
All
think you're
right,
supposed
you
to
need
think
to
about it.
help him see whether or not he is a intelligence, charisma, or wisdom based caster. That's
Okay.
what you need, so he understands what he needs to do here to focus. So,
Okay.
you can pretty much guarantee he's not a wizard.
Yeah.
so,
No, you're
so
yeah, or
don't try to make him think because it's not
no.
gonna work.
No, you are not gonna think. You're gonna feel. You're gonna feel with all your being, buddy.
feel, feel what beings. All right. What? Do I hold your hand?
Okay, so you're not a charisma based caster. Got it. Fantastic. So, do I hold your hand? Okay, no. Yes, probably.
Okay, he grabs your hand. Okay. And your hand it's like like you raise your hand and your hand gets like wrapped up a little bit in your cloak, and then the cloak starts to wrap around him, and that's like there's kind of a little bit of an interaction with things, I imagine. And I would like you to roll an investigation check.
What
Okay,
the fuck?
you, yep, you're there.
Here.
You're there. All right. He's trying. He's holding hands with you. He's trying to feel, I guess. This is ridiculous. I love the ridiculousness of this. And he there's not anything that immediately happens. Um so Birdman, it was a long yes. Yeah, okay. Birdman, you need to find a way to merge. Your Arcana check gives you some of that too. Um like how do you, because his spell, what seems to be blocking it is that you guys are separated right now, kind of thing. So I would like you to narrate or something to that idea of how do you try to bond with the beast.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Oh, dude. The only thing I can think of is him eating me. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, especially since he's small.
Eating.
So
Okay.
I'm just like, if he eats me, like, I don't know. It's weird.
I-
Like, well, see, this would have been good if I did the long rest. If I didn't do the long rest, I'd be at 0 HP, and then he could just eat me, and then I could die, and then we could talk about, like, I just come back from him. Which would be really fucking weird, but funny. But bonding with him when he's so small, I just, I just see him eating me. I don't know why.
Okay.
Like, bro, eat
Birdman,
me.
I would like a sanity save.
Yeah, this is fucking weird. But yeah.
Okay, Birdman, roll a d4.
Oh man.
My god.
As
These
I don't
bird
like the
Yeah.
inflection.
these rolls,
Yeah.
man. Fucking rolls.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, um,
I feel like I would have just suggested to Raymond, like it has to do something for him, but let's see what happens.
you know,
Like,
you know, it is. It is.
this weird
Okay.
natural cycle thing I just had in my brain of just like, he's small, I'm big. If he eats me, what if he gets bigger? And then I come back anyway, because I'm him.
What the
So
fuck?
it's, I don't know why. That's what I thought of. I was like, I'm him. I'm already a part of him anyway. But I'm doing what the other Tarrasque didn't get to do. I'm literally
Well,
him.
um, my brain is just trying to align the imagery, um, for this. But, um,
What in the
it
fuck?
does make sense in some way. However, Birdman, it is extremely painful.
Yeah.
And it is one of those things that, in the fantasy sense of the word, I like to think that, you know, you're awake throughout it.
Yeah. For most of it.
And you like it's like the raiment once you're inside does its job and you get absorbed by it, but it's painful up until that point, until you're like even until you're actually digested by the stomach, starting to get digested by the stomach before like things start to happen. It seems and
The body dead, but the consciousness remains inside is crazy.
yeah,
And just yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um
that would cause me to lose a couple of sanity points, yeah. That'd be kind of a weird thing to happen.
yeah, just being reconstituted inside of
Oh yeah.
digested Birdman. All right. Um, Birdman,
Yeah.
I would like you to make another choice.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay. And
Why do you give him dialogue options?
okay. And I think they're really. I need to think on just 1 second. What would that be? Um.
In
Yes, I think that's what it would be. Okay, so the same choices, sort of, for the most part, get fluttered in your mind with associative colors, and you hear them, in a similar order of earth, fire, wind, water, ghostly, astral, fiery soul, mud, clocks, darkness, light, madness. Which one do you pick?
My god. I
should be
need to pick.
extremely obvious.
I have to look at the list again, bro.
There's one word that is brand new that replaced a different word.
Whichever one I think will get me to the material plane, Seth.
That's such a Brandon answer.
Yeah, it is.
It's such a Brandon
Yeah, it is.
answer.
The one that is not perplexed that may or may have to get me back to
That was the
material
original
plane.
list. That was the original list.
Right.
So you choose mud. And I love it. Okay. Um
And we're back.
you uh all right. I'm gonna roll a D100 and you're gonna roll a D100.
Yes.
And if your D100 is under my D100, then you are still in the Tarrasque. If not, then you're not in the Tarrasque. If not in the Tarrasque, then you don't have control over this next thing. So it's gonna, let's see.
I hope that mine is larger than
Okay.
yours.
Yours is larger. So, um for things. So the Tarrasque and you return, but you come returned as you get vomited out of it. Back into the material plane. And
Oh man, we arrived back in the city and then it vomits everywhere.
now I need to look back at something just briefly.
So how much time has passed for
Um
now that
let me go. Okay. So, we need to retcon some things
Oh no.
because I
oh
wasn't quite sure how long it would take him to realize that he must be eaten by the Tarrasque.
God damn it, Sam.
And that's what it was. I was just like, and however long it takes him until he realizes it. If it takes him 3 sessions, it takes him 3
I've
sessions.
got
I'll
your
keep.
fucking number, pal.
Well, I was totally prepared to keep coming up with more content and more content to be like, well, until he figures out that he needs
I
to be
have
eaten.
to existential all the time.
It just
dude.
it just fit it just fits by
I
the
took a
right
shot,
idea.
and I fucking nailed it. Let's go.
So you guys last time rolled for the time, and then you re-rolled. The first time I rolled, it was the high. It was a nat 20, and that would have meant that every day in the Feywild he spent would have been a year here. So you guys had it re-roll, and it rolled to almost the lowest, but technically the lowest category because it was 1 and 2, and you rolled a 2. And that turned into where every day in the Feywild is a minute here.
No.
So he's been gone like 45 fucking seconds.
So really what happened is, so we're all like, what the fuck happened? Amu thinks about it. It's like, well, this happened once before.
Yeah.
So he'll just be.
And it took him.
Maybe.
What did you say? Is that, oh, this happened once before, and it took him like 10 years to come back.
And then he just returns back.
Hell yes, dude.
I like.
uh,
I would like to think of it as like time was normal, but then like time itself just fucking shits itself real quick.
Real
like,
quick.
like the Tarrasque, like it's really the Tarrasque bending time unnaturally.
well, it like, yeah, I was thinking something similar. Like the Tarrasque is almost like a small black hole in and of itself that just like absorbs time. But when you rolled that, I laughed last time. I was like, well, we're gonna take a lot longer than a minute to play out whatever happens in the Feywild. So it's just like,
Honestly, coming back like 5 years later would be fucking crazy too.
it would have been crazy too, because that would have been like, that would have been more along the lines of like, if it would have stayed that way with your second roll, I would have come to you after and been like, okay, Birdman's gone. Cause like, we need to finish everything else before Birdman returns. So it's just like, there's no possible way. So that's why I was like, I was glad it rolled a somewhat of a low number. So it was just like, it was a little more just a wonky experience, but nevertheless,
We could say
like in the middle of your rest, like you guys haven't even started your rest, the thing appears. So things that will get retconned is the funeral of the Binder Lord is not happening. And then probably when you guys leave. Let's
Well, I mean, if it changes anything, we can say like,
well
I
that
don't know. We could say
Okay.
it's like 20 minutes if we want to keep all that stuff that we just did earlier.
well, I imagine it would be a similar timeline of 15 minutes before people 100% realize across the city what's all happening.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, like, this is still when Tenebris and Callie are eating soup and things, you know.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like
Yeah,
this
like,
is this so like,
day.
you guys haven't left yet
Yeah, we haven't
at
even
all.
rested. Like
You haven't even rested yet. So it's kind of like
the meeting
we-
probably just ended. Yeah, then
the meeting probably just ended, yeah, exactly. And they're like, oh shit, and then the thing appears and they're like, fuck, okay, back to plan A. So basically I want to wrap up this session then, since we got to this point of like whatever roleplay you guys want to do to reconvene with Birdman, and then next session picking up with after what the 2 days of travel you guys have already done, right? Kind of realigning the timeline for things, is unless there's something you guys now want to do that would take up more time than I imagine a few hours of downtime that you already have had to communicate with Birdman. The only thing that will change directly, I guess I need to throw that into the rink as soon as possible so you guys know what to plan. the sixth house, once seeing that the beast has arrived, there is going to be a resistance mounted um to try to push past the beast to get to the body of the fallen binder lord Jordan. So
I would help them with that.
um I would need Birdman to do something, whether some investment of inspiration or persuasion check or some sort of magic or something. Because the beast, now that it's here, you can communicate with it telepathy, but it's much more of a beast than this weird creature that it was in the Feywild. Like it is kind of um thankfully it recently ate. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it's actually had meals relatively quick by in succession if you think about it. Uh but okay. So
but now it
the
probably
house
knows
is
me
like
better than anybody now. I would
yeah,
hope.
yeah. So I guess yeah, part of this conversation is like, okay, what are we doing? How do we want to handle the Tarrasque? Are we handling the Tarrasque? Because they're like you're kind of like you're like a guide stick, you know. You're like,
Yeah.
hey, I can kind of direct you in a thing, but you don't directly control the creature. So
No, I imagine it's kind of like in the Feywild. I was talking to Bruce Banner.
yes.
Here, I'm speaking to folks. I have to be like, "Hey, buddy, it's okay. Come here."
The
Like,
sun's getting low.
yeah.
Well, the question is, the bind is fully broken now of the third
The
house.
bind to the third house has been broken because of this, though.
They
Yes.
can just walk away.
So literally, like the shadow is the thing that's keeping it right here, right now, and then
Okay, so I
groups
could
are
literally just
gathering around and starting to see, and lords and ladies coming out of the pagoda after their meeting, and like, oh my gosh, and it's just like I love the imagery of the terrace just near that where it was before, just kind of turned around, looking at the city, looking at it in full freedom mode, like trying to decide, do I destroy the city or do I not? Like that's kind of the idea that you're getting in your mind, like from this piece. So
I would try to communicate it to not destroy the city, but if we could take the 2 days of downtime, like we could just prep for it to leave if we want. If nobody cares, I'm just like, fuck it, bro. We cool if I walk it out of the city now, or like because
Well,
we prep for this.
I
But if we can
well,
get it to, if we can get
it
it to
was
just
about
walk
it
out,
was an 8 hour rest that you guys did through the day, and then then they were in the process of 2 hours, 2 days of flight in eagle mode to go storm of vengeance people. So
I mean, mm, okay, I feel like we really need to roleplay
yeah,
in order
yeah,
to really get. So I think as soon as like, okay, the meeting's over, we're leaving the building, the Trask pops back into existence, and Amu, I believe the first thing he would do is he would shift into a bird, uh, fly into the air to look for Birdman, see that he got vomited up.
I would say the first thing it does when it comes back is vomit. Would be crazy. It literally pops out of existence, comes back, pops back into existence, and just. And
yep, you're like
then
its
I
hairball.
fly out of its mouth, or get reconstituted as vomit.
And Amu would fly up to you, shift out, and would say, "The fuck?"
Um. Yeah. Yeah. So that didn't go well.
You could
uh.
clue me in onto what that was.
Uh.
It's a safe spot to be in right now.
Okay, I uh, do you want the short version, or you want me to just tell you the story now, like the whole thing, the whole?
Is it going to try and eat us if you
Uh,
explain now?
no, but I gotta go up to it. I gotta chill it out.
Then calm it down first and explain what happened.
Right. I'll be back. I think he just like flings off. I'll be back. I'll be back.
As you break away, you see the Tarrasque kind of lining up and over you to the congregation of the militia from the Sixth House, and there's some grumbling and roaring, and it uses its tail to just like slap into part of the wall here and just kind of take it out in kind of a uh, display of intimidation display, I should say. And then it sees you kind of out of the corner of its eye or senses you with its blind sight once you get closer. And it kind of turns towards you and you hear some yelling and whatnot from the people nearby that might be getting brave enough to do something stupid. Um, and I like the idea of you kind of climbing up the side of its hand and up its neck, and then kind of getting up on the brow of its nose with your arraignment as it stands, and then it like almost going cross-eyed as it tries to look at you at the bridge of its nose. And there's the sense of just the breath of it and the heartbeat of it before you finally are able to kind of focus well enough to actually hear the words, hear its mind kind of speak out to you. And it's basically is just agitated, and it's like it's like a hairbreadth away from just going on a rampage if
Okay.
like something sparks the wrong thing.
I just like it's okay. It's okay. You're big. You're big again. Look, I told you we were gonna get big again.
He there's an sense of acknowledgement that's all that you get. There's not really a word that forms, but a sense of like agreement.
Ew. It's like it's okay. It's fine.
I will uh give you an inspiration point, and I would like a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Okay, and then can I spend 3 inspiration to give it a plus 20?
Okay.
So it's a 36. So I'm just on its nose, like up by its eye, like chill.
Shadow raiment. Successful persuasion. Getting plus 20 on the thing is that. Okay.
So yeah, I'm just like chill, like massaging it or just like rubbing it. Like it's okay, it's fine, relax. There's nothing to be worried about. You do not need to go on a rampage. We will be leaving soon, probably. Just don't break anything. Shh, it's okay, little baby.
It looks up above it now, and the sun's completely up above. Well, not completely. No, the sun's like rising. I'm sorry, in the east as it looks beyond you. Getting ready to, and it in the the next you start to see. It's like that like 4:30 5 a.m. time when you kind of start to see some of the yellow, but haven't quite seen the sun yet. Start to like scratch over the horizon, and he's like, "We go this way."
Not yet. We have to wait until it goes to the other side over there.
Why?
Because that's the direction that we have to walk in to not break shit.
But
That is the direction we must go.
if we move now, We will catch it before it comes over.
No. The sun will always beat you. It's fast as
I
fuck.
need another persuasion check to attempt to get all of the momentum points to convince.
Persuasion. All right, I have one more inspiration. I will use it for advantage. We're talking to this Tarrasque boy.
It shakes its head. It looks around at the gathering of the militias and people kind of coming up, and then it shakes off and it sits down, and there's a crumple and earthquake, and you would literally have to grab on with your raiment to one of its horns as it lays down to sleep and take a long rest.
And then I hop off of it and I go over to the procession and I'm just like, "What's up?" You're good.
So, is it dead?
Nope. It's just sleeping. It's tired. It's had a long day.
So
Night? Time is relative.
you were
Where
only
are
gone
we?
a moment.
Really?
Yes, it's only been 20
Yes.
minutes.
Ah!
Huh?
I'll move around.
Pio finally runs up after all this. What the hell? So, is it dead?
No, it's sleeping.
It's clearly not
It's
dead.
tired. It's been a long.
Well, is it partially dead?
No,
Somewhat
it's
dead.
alive. No,
Brother,
it's very much alive. It
Is
is
it
the
going to
beast.
wake
It is
up
the most powerful.
tomorrow?
Yes, it is the most powerful beast in all of the realms.
So,
Birdman, could you please just explain what happened?
Okay, so
why do you smell like flowers?
it because I went to a place where it was golden grass and flowers and pixies, and I think I went to the Feywild, guys. Basically, what happened is I was swimming along in the Tarrasque's jugular vein, just minding my own business, when all of a sudden it started ripping at the chain thing. It started ripping, and it caused it to magically fling us into a another plane of existence.
And that
And then I almost got killed by a dude in a weird puppet mask.
Your hand
Uh,
can't help but go to your briefcase when you say that.
what I don't even know what check would be useful to know for my knowledge of the Fey realm, if any.
Basically, like I explained to you that it was a weird natural reaction that the Tarrasque can cast spells, guys. I don't know if you know that, but it can, and it did.
As a druid, you would have a basic knowledge of the Feywilds. You would know of its unpredictability, of its warpage of time. Um, you could easily state, since you came in this game at a higher level anyways with this character, that they probably had gone there at least once for some sort of reagent or some sort of weird quest for something to get them there. Just because the Feywild is about a level 10 place for the most part. Nevertheless,
So I basically I know enough to confirm, like, no, yeah, that sounds like Feywild shit.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, your description is very accurate of the Feywild. Interesting that you would end up there. And how lucky that only 20 minutes have passed in the time that you spent there. Could have been years.
felt like forever I was there, but it was like I was there for like 10 minutes. Maybe. It felt like 10 minutes, but it felt like I could have stayed there forever.
You were almost killed by a masked man.
Oh, yes. And then the Tarrasque saved me from said masked man.
You
I like to think that the Tarrasque just farts an exclamation point at that point.
It sounds like you were there for at least a day.
Yeah, I don't know how long I was there. I went to some weird theater. Went to yeah. I just ended up at a theater and
Well, it's at least reassuring to know that you're back. What's also reassuring is the third bind is no longer an issue anymore. Now you can fulfill the full purpose as the shadow. And perhaps we can properly take care of two birds, one stone with the dwarves. And the city does not have to be the battleground. In the brief interim that you were away, we came to the decision that I and another fellow druid would venture out to intercept the dwarven forces that are marching their way towards the city. And we would do our best to devastate their ranks as safely as possible. Apparently, we should also be relatively safer not dealing with their entire armada, as your friend Eros is going to, and I quote, fuck some dwarves or something. Um, so perhaps while we make way to their main force, potentially, I was thinking you could also lead the Tarrasque to them. But there was also something about your friend also mentioned that the primordials absorb magic or something, and if the Tarrasque is capable of casting magic, that is a bit of a worry, but I'm not sure.
well, it doesn't know it can do magic. It has no fucking idea.
Then
He like whispers it at you like it's gonna hear it, like it's gonna care. Like it's just like it has no idea.
so it has no great amount of intelligence, as that's
No,
what
it's an idiot.
then that's no surprise that it wouldn't be. If it could travel to different planes of existence, then surely it would accomplish whatever goal it has and be an unstoppable force.
Well, here's the thing. It knows, like, it was different in the Feywild. It wasn't like, you know, it like was able to talk to me, and like, even though it was small, it was like still. It called itself the greatest beast in all the plains.
So it became less
It was tiny.
bestial in the Fae.
No, it was still the same beast. It was just small.
No, beasts are not that intelligent as we are, the more bestial a creature is, the less intelligence it holds, so less
Right.
bestial to mean that it could at least hold conversation.
Well, yes, but now it still can, but it's like,
You are sensing
know,
more of its primal instincts than anything
yeah,
else.
it's big. Yeah. Well, it's just big and scary, and it knows it's big and scary, so it doesn't care. If it wants to be big and scary, it'll be big and scary. But I know that it's you know
And I'm imagining we could only keep it. It's this. mm, We can only keep it here for so long.
well, it's free. I mean, it can go wherever it wants.
Exactly, but
It wants to chase the sun. I convinced it to wait at least until it hits the other side.
it's your job to lead it, though.
Yes. So as long as I'm here, like it's there. So I could leave anytime.
Well, at least then, not only we can keep the damages to the city at a minimum and have an exact timing of when the beast is to leave, since it will be more under your direction. Mm. And it will be continuing its journey to the west, yes?
Yes.
Well, that is the direction, roughly, that we will be going as well, so more than likely it will have to come into contact with the Dwarven army.
Okay. It's big and scary. Trust
Uh,
me, this thing saved my life when it was this big. And he puts his hands out like it's like the size of a small chihuahua.
I am not doubting for a second its destructive capabilities. I'm merely. Again, it's this. The dwarves wanted to come to this city. They wanted the beast and the. What the gnome had said about the primordials back in the ancient past, that they were meant to take down the Tarrasque. I thought it was more that they were just capable of fighting it. But if your friend is correct that they absorb magic and the beast itself is capable of magic, that is where I take pause in wondering what the actual next play should be, if to lead the Tarrasque into them is actually a good idea. I don't know how long it takes for this magic absorption to occur, if they would need to subdue it, or if, worst case scenario, it's a matter of seconds.
Yeah, I don't know anything you just said. I don't know anything about magic, bro. But
You're
what I do know is that the last time they came, it was like, all gross and, you know, weak and stuff. But it's eaten a couple times now. So it's back in full swing, I think. Got some practice.
I'm saying that I'm wondering if we should prepare for a worst case scenario. If these primordials gain exactly what they want. But perhaps, yes, with the Tarrasque being able to fight back, maybe it's not as bad as I think. but I still worry. Well, in any case, you are still going to have to lead it forward, and we can still thin out their forces as much as possible. How long until the Tarrasque is going to move, would you say?
I don't know. It's gotta sleep, so it has to sleep for approximately 8 hours.
So then we will.
It could sleep longer than that. It could, but it'll get hungry eventually.
Then we will make sure that everyone is resting outside of its path, so that we may properly conduct ourselves. Just make sure that it does not attack anyone in the city, and that when it seeks food outside the city. Get it moving on its path as soon as it awakens.
Okay, can do that.
And I imagine, like, there
Well,
are
it
other
probably
leaders here as well that
it
are.
probably won't want to leave until it knows which way to go, because it's gonna want to follow the sun.
Well,
So it will have to be later.
in 8 hours, it will only be midday, so the sun will be directly above, so possibly it won't even want to move.
Exactly. It won't know which way to go. It won't know which way to go.
Well, surely you could convince it that when the sun disappears, it always disappears in the western direction.
Yes. 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 It wanted to go that way, and he points at the sun as it is now, and was like, "But it's early in the morning." So I told it, "You gotta wait until it goes that way." You know how it goes.
Yes, then just convince it that you can get a head start on it if you move in a western direction.
Yes, we could. I have to just tell it which way to go
Okay.
whenever it wakes up.
And I do imagine that the other leaders are within earshot, because there's no way they're not. There's no way they haven't walked up somewhat to see this.
You are correct.
That Amu would say. So, you heard? 8 hours. That's the time that we have. We rest, and then we immediately make way.